Romance scams are a very real thing. Please don't fall victim. Welcome back, or welcome to Uncle ABL, and in today's video, we're talking about romance scams. This is a very real thing, a very real phenomenon that has become an epidemic in the Western world, especially in the good old US of A. Now, let me explain what this is. Dating apps, Facebook, Instagram, any kind of online communication platform has scammers on it. You may see them sometimes in the comment section talking about, check out my profile, I got naked pictures, all this, that, and the third. You see that all the time. And you're wondering, why are these bots here? Does anybody fall for it? Well, unfortunately, sometimes people do fall victim to scammers. Not just in ways that could be obvious to us, but sometimes in less obvious ways, okay? You're meeting on a dating app with somebody, you begin texting back and forth, they text you all the time, they become your chief source of communication with the outside world or your chief confidant. That person often winds up scamming people for a little bit of money, a lot of money, or somewhere in between. Now, in this video, we're going to focus on one woman, Laura Kowal. She was scammed out of $1.5 million, and then she mysteriously drowns in the river. I don't know what happened. I don't know how it happened. And may she rest in peace with prayers out to her family. But it's not just her. I've heard so many stories, people losing their houses, their retirement, all because of someone who they thought was a romantic interest online. It happens all the time. And there are people all over this world, and in certain specific places in this world, they dedicate their full time, 24/7, to romance scams. Now, before I go any further, let's get to the actual video. I won't play the entire video, but we're going to get through quite a bit of it here. This is going to be over on, I think it's CBS, and they're going to talk about not only Laura Kowal, but the entire romance scam industry, because it is an industry. It makes a lot of money. That's why there are so many people out there trying to do things like this. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
For months now, our CBS News investigative unit has been exploring the dark, dangerous side of online dating. The results of their exhaustive inquiry will air all this week, starting now. Here's correspondent Jim Axelrod.
She had all these buckets full in her life. My mom did. But there was this one bucket that was missing, and that was a male relationship.
3 years after Kelly Gow's father died from cancer, her mother, 57-year-old Laura Kowal, a retired hospital executive, decided she was ready to start dating again.
Now, let's pause right here. A lot of times the scammers will profile you. They'll target you. If you have Facebook, especially for the older people, what they'll do is look at your pictures, see your relationship status. If you put on there that you're a widow, you're an automatic target. And then they see pictures where you might be kind of just by yourself. They know who to target. They know how to get in your head. They know how to get money out of you. So if you fell victim, don't be embarrassed. If your parent, your loved one, if they fall victim, don't be embarrassed, because this is a thing that happens and they're targeted specifically for this purpose.
My mom was actually very specific about wanting to do online dating. It allowed her the opportunity to have more control of what she was looking for in somebody, and it felt safer.
After going online, Laura found what she thought was true love on Match.com. She fell hard for a man named Frank, a self-described Swedish businessman. His profile included this stolen photo.
October 4th, 2018, she meets Frank over email. Smart, shrewd, savvy woman. 12 days later, telling someone she's never met, "You have my heart forever."
Clearly.
Because these people are professionals. They know what they're doing. They know how to get in people's hearts. They know how to get them to fall. They're targeted. They're professional. They know what they're doing. And a little bit of just words to the wise here. Just, because on this channel, I love to teach. I was an educator in my past life. My grandparents and my dad's side are both teachers. I love to educate. Online dating, never, ever, ever call yourself dating someone until you actually meet them in person. And before you even communicate with somebody seriously, You want to get on FaceTime and see their face and see them really interact. And it can't just be they send you a video. I've seen people send AI fake videos to people. They get really deep. So you want to have a conversation, live, FaceTime, meet in person, and take it from there. But if you are never able to do that, if they keep making excuses and all this, don't. You're being scammed, and it's not going to end very well for you.
Really, my mom felt the emotions of feeling loved and having companionship just through email. And I know there's a lot of people out there saying, well, how could that happen?
That's right. This lonely-hearted retiree who sought safety as she started dating fell for a man she never met face-to-face. Which is why, in the summer of 2020, Kelly was relieved that Laura's online romance seemed to have run its course.
And I'm calling in regards to your mother, Laura Kowal,
Until she received an alarming call from a federal agent.
who may have been involved in a fraud scam as a victim.
I called my mom, and I immediately knew there was something legitimate to this.
What are you thinking?
I knew it had to do with Frank.
Kelly rushed to her mom's home in Galena, Illinois.
It's not like she'd planned to leave, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Calling
Now, let's pause right here. Galena, Illinois. I don't know where that is, and that's part of the problem. A lot of times, it's people in kind of small towns, not a lot of new faces, so they kind of get lonely, a little isolated, and then they reach out online. It's a whole brand new experience, and they're dealing with a professional scammer, so it's easy for them to fall. Again, they're targeted for this purpose. Now, I understand sometimes you want to talk to somebody, you want to have a confidant. You can have a pen pal in the penitentiary. I've heard about that quite a bit. What you don't want to do is go to the next level when you're talking about giving money and things of this nature to a total stranger. Meet them in person, or else don't do anything other than just communicate. If you must communicate, which I don't advise, because it's easy when you start talking to fall like this.
the police when she found the house empty,
Effie was just laying on the couch when I got here.
except for her mom's dog, Effie, who never left her side.
I just don't know where she would have gone.
She started looking for clues, sifting through bank records, and discovering her mom had wired Frank about $1.5 million, just about everything she had.
I think as I went through and started uncovering this, I just became almost sick at just the depths of all of it.
In the last year, 2023, our best estimate is losses in the range of $1.3 billion related to romance scams alone.
1.3 billion.
And that
It's a whole industry, and that's probably a low estimate, because the thing is, how many people lose money and don't report it? They don't go to the police, or it's not discovered. So that's a low estimate. 1.3 billion, I probably say it's more than that. This is why people do this, because unfortunately it works and they make a lot of money.
represents an increase from about 500 million in 2019.
Arun Rao runs the Consumer Protection Branch at the Department of Justice, which investigates online romance scams.
It's been a rapid rate of increase, but we believe that is also substantially undercounting the true extent of the problem.
Yes.
Undercounted because people are wrapped in shame and embarrassment, and so they may not actually go to law enforcement and report.
Or they may not know yet. They might not even really understand. They may not really see it as a scam. There's a lot of layers to this.
That's right. They may be embarrassed that they have been victimized in this way. They may be afraid to tell their friends or family.
They come from all walks of life. It's all ages.
All education levels?
All education levels. Doctors and lawyers to ditch diggers.
Even though retired U.S. Postal Inspector Natalie Rita saw it many times, it never failed to stun her how the heart overruled the head.
Yes.
When you're signing up, there are banners and warning signs that say, don't ever send money to somebody you don't know.
They will warn you. That's why I got to give these dating apps some credit. They will warn you. Don't send money to somebody you don't know, because the scammers are there. They're already there, and you can't really get rid of them. You can have some kind of safeguards, but not really. You can sign up for a dating app, say you're X, Y, and Z person, and then that's it. They got some where you got to get verified or whatever, but it's not always that way. Scammers do exist on these places.
No.
Ron wants your money. Don't send it. The person pretending to be Ron is a scammer.
So people run right through the stop sign.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
As Laura drew closer to Frank, her family grew suspicious, and for good reason. As federal agents would eventually discover, Frank's photos were of an unsuspecting Chilean doctor, and his emails would be traced not to Sweden, but here, to Ghana.
You need to be very good in building the trust.
We spoke to a former scammer who called himself...
Man, the stereotypes are crazy. I mean, come on, okay, I'm gonna let him talk.
Emmanuel.
Actually, you need two things. You need to establish trust, and you need to exploit their hope.
That is it. So when we are able to do that, then we start extracting money from them.
Ghana and nearby Nigeria are home to thousands of scammers operating with impunity.
Now, people don't like the stereotype when I talk about the Nigerian scammer. Oh, my friend, you send me the money right now on their gift cards. Idiots. They don't like when I do that, but the reality is that's a big industry there. You're talking about third world countries, people in severe poverty, and keep people that want to be scammers, they can do that. It's a low barrier to entry. All you need is a phone, an internet connection, and you're in there. You're not trying to sell drugs or weapons. You're trying to sell confidence. You're conning people in a massive, organized way. And then the whole village might wind up doing it because you got the one guy who is successful at being able to do it. And it's not just that with the online dating apps, but also when they actually meet with somebody and they're able to get green cards and things of this nature. But that's a whole worldwide issue, which is a different story, and I digress.
They're called Yahoo boys by religious leaders who seem to condone their crimes.
Many Yahoo boys, Yahoo girls, Yahoo man, Yahoo woman are going to make heaven.
Emmanuel describes sophisticated teams with specialists who could impersonate accents and harness technology to mask their location.
How hard was it for you to set up a fake profile on the sites like Match.com?
It is easy.
In a 2019 lawsuit, the Federal Trade Commission alleged that as many as 25 to 30% of Match.com members who register each day were using Match.com to perpetrate scams.
Wow.
25 to 30%. Match Group told us in a statement, "We believe the FTC allegations have no merit."
Mr. Kim, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
There's more to the video, but I won't play the entire thing. This is on CBS. They got a whole expose on the whole situation about online dating and the scams that can happen. Again, rest in peace to Laura Kowal and prayers out to her family and many others who have been scammed of millions of dollars. You heard my man say 1.2 billion. That's severely underestimating the industry. It is really big, not just from those over West Africa, Eastern Europe, wherever they are, all over the whole world. And it's not just where you don't meet somebody when it's a fake person. Sometimes you meet the person and it's a scam too. It's really deep. It's really crazy. But again, main thing you got to do before you do any kind of online dating and sometimes regular dating, have boundaries set and know what to expect. Know that there are people out there that don't have your best interests at heart. You got to have your best interests at heart. At the end of the day, you must look out for you. And nobody really going to be there trying to dictate your every step when you're on the phone with somebody or when you meet somebody. You got to know, okay, I'm not going to go over here with this person. I'm not going to give anybody any money. I'm not going to give anybody any personal information about myself. You got to have those boundaries set, or else it's easy to get caught up in the scam and lose all the money you ever had. And that's pretty much all I got. Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.